What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Kev. As you can see from the video, whatever the case may be, same outfit, of course, because like I told you guys in the last video, I'm making these back to back, and I'm just uploading them. Boom. I just had a couple of ideas in my head, and I said, okay, cool, just do them. All right, so as you can see from the title, the previous one was rest areas. This one I'll be talking about, what did I say? A perfect drive shift, or what I consider a perfect drive shift, or what I feel like is a very good drive shift. Now, this may vary depending on the person, your experience. This also may vary depending on the time of the load has to be picked up and or dropped off. But for me, a very good drive shift for me starts at about 4 to 4:30, the latest 4:45 in the morning. Why? Because a lot of the times, a lot of people are afraid of driving at night. But to me, nighttime is a lot more easier because there's less people on the road, there's less traffic, there's less headache, and as long as you get the right amount of rest, you should be able to do a fucking a shift from 4 to 4:30 in the morning to damn near. You should be able to drive from 4:30 in the morning to damn near 10, 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and then take a break. That may vary depending on the person, but for me, I could start my clock at 4:30 in the morning, and I could drive for at least 7.5 hours. 7 hours and just go straight. Like if I have to stop to piss to pull over, you know, I will. I don't know what the hell. If I have to pull over to stop to take a quick piss, I do that shit. It's usually take a couple of seconds, under a minute, 2 minutes max if I really have to go, and then I'm back on the road. So for me, the reason why I like to start my shift between 4 and 4:30 in the morning, because even when I start at that time, 2 hours in, the sun is about to come up, and you actually feel like you're waking up again when the sun is coming up. You feel me? Or at least that's how I feel. I feel like after 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours, because depending on where you are on the coast, the sun comes up between 6 and like 6:30 or 6:45ish, sometimes maybe 7 o'clock, depending on where you are. But if you're already 2.5, 3 hours into your drive shifts and the sun is coming up at that time, you personally, or me personally, I feel as if I'm getting refreshed. So after the couple hours or the 8 hour or after the fucking break I just had, you feel me? After the break I just now had, it feels after 2.5 hours that I'm getting woken up with the sun, and the sun is giving me that energy. So it may not feel as if I'm driving for so long, and then next thing you know, boom, it's like you look at your hours or whatever the case may be, and you realize I've been driving for 5 hours, 6 hours. I pulled over once to piss, but you get into a flow and you get into emotion. That's a nice truck. You get into a flow and you get into emotion, and you know, like you just change with the times or whatever the case may be. So me, a very good drive shift starts at 4 to 4:30 in the morning. This may vary from person to person. I'm not talking about this is good for you. I'm talking about from my personal experience and what I have noticed and what I have seen and what I've paid attention to, what I have reflected on. If I start my shifts between, you know, 8, 9, and 10, that's very, very cool because it's really early. But, you know, around like 2 o'clock, you sit there, around noon, you yawning and shit. You like, yo, I've only been driving 2, 3 hours. Versus if you start at night, let's just say 1 o'clock in the morning, around 3 or 4 o'clock, because your body is programmed to literally like fall asleep when it's fucking dark. It's just what, like, that's how our bodies are programmed. So like 4 o'clock in the morning, you're like, you might pull over, take a little 30-minute nap or whatever the case may be. It all depends. But for me, between 4 and 4:30, 4:45 the latest, maybe even 5 o'clock, but that's pushing it. But between 4 and 4:30 in the morning, I know that like an hour, 2 hours into it, the sun is about to come right back up. That's gonna give me even more energy, get me more refreshed, because I'm like literally waking up with the sun, and the sun is just gonna hit you or whatever the case may be, and them sun rays gonna just be throwing like it's gonna give you that more energy. And 5 hours into your shift or whatever the case, you're like, oh shit, I've been driving for 5 hours, and guess what? It's only 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30 at that. You feel me? And this also ties into my previous video. Imagine you waking up at 4, 4:30 in the morning, and you slept at a rest area, and you just bang, within a minute or two, you 65 miles per hour down the road. so you just hauling ass, you feel me? So that's what a perfect drive shift is. Well, that's what a very decent drive shift is to me. Start your day, and remember, put this in context. It all depends on when the load has to be there. It all depends on when you have to pick up a load, drop off a load. It all depends on how far you're going. If you, like, you can't really, I'm speaking to like OTR drivers. I'm not really talking to like local or like regional drivers. Regional, maybe you can get away with, but like it all depends. You feel me? So put this stuff in context. It's not like every shift you're gonna start at 4:30 in the morning. No, bro. But you feel me? Just put it into context, right? For me, 4 to 4:30 in the morning, because you get the chance to wake up even again with the sun, and at the same time, you'll get re-energized. You could be right by a rest area, so you could jump back on the road quick after a pre-trip, and you could just haul ass and get it popping. Once again, stay tuned for the next video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and let me know if you're a truck driver, what is a very good drive shift to you in the comment section down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at KevonMoore, where I post daily shenanigans and I talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. You feel me? Be safe out there and get ready, because I'm just gonna upload video after video after video. All right? Peace and love, y'all. Blessings.